bbcworldservice.com. Music Life.
We're Bloom Twins, joined by Dorofeeva and Jamal. I'll be talking about the influence of our Ukrainian identity in our music, how our art has changed since the war, and any advice we have to aspiring Ukrainian musicians.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Welcome to OS with James Reynolds, live from the floor of the BBC's main newsroom in central London. Israel's government is to begin a series of meetings to discuss approval of a potential prisoner and hostage swap with Hamas, the armed group that runs Gaza. Hamas took more than 200 hostages following its attacks on the 7th of October in Israel. Earlier, the leader of Hamas said that the group was close to reaching what it described as a truce agreement with Israel. Frank Gardner, our security correspondent, has posted one of the biggest stumbling blocks in negotiations over the release of those hostages from Gaza has been the issue of a ceasefire. Frank goes on to say that Israel has consistently opposed that idea because it believes that Hamas will use any pause in fighting to rearm and regroup before attacking Israel again. On the program, we'll bring you right up to date with the latest from those government meetings, and Frank Gardner will take us through what it all means.
Hello, this is Julie Kandler with the BBC News. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said progress is being made in negotiations to free some of the hostages held by Hamas and other groups in Gaza. The Israeli War Cabinet and government are due to meet to discuss the details. Speaking to the BBC, a senior advisor to the Israeli government, Mark Regev, said while negotiations were progressing, nothing had been agreed yet.
So we might be closer than ever before, but it's not done until it's done. We rightfully have no illusions about who Hamas is and what they're about. And if we are getting close, it's because Hamas needs that ceasefire. We've been hitting them hard, and maybe this has incentivized them because, as you know, we've said we will only agree to a temporary ceasefire for the release of our hostages. And so maybe this has motivated them to finally get serious.
In return, Israel is likely to pause its attacks on Hamas and release some Palestinian prisoners. China's President Xi Jinping has called for the release of civilian detainees and an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. He was addressing a virtual summit of the BRICS group of emerging economies that also includes South Africa, Brazil, Russia and India.